If you're anything like me, every year or two, you bust out your old PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3, and you play through the older copies of the Ratchet and Clank games. Now, while this is an amazing trip down memory lane, there's usually one particular hurdle that nobody's really a fan of. Now, there's a lot of boss fights in this series that are tough because they're challenging and they reward you for learning how to beat the bosses better. This particular boss fight is tough because the hard part is staying awake during the 20 minutes of actually doing this boss fight. Of course, I am talking about the Snivelak boss fight with the giant mech that you have to go into all the little turrets and shoot him over and over and over. It's a very arduous boss fight, and even for somebody as experienced in the games as myself, it still takes as long as, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes to beat the whole thing using just the turrets. But today, I wanted to teach you all a little trick during your next playthrough that you can do that can help you beat this boss in under 1 minute. That's right. We're going to beat this guy as fast as we possibly can. I'm going to show you 2 methods. One of them is a little slower, but the other one is super fast, although it's a little bit tougher to execute. So I'm going to pull this up. I've got Snivelak right over here. As you can see, where I am right now, I'm just beyond the bridge in Snivelak. I actually don't even have Clank. Don't worry about that. He's fine, I promise. Then there's a couple ways you can get over this wall, but the way that we're going to do this in both circumstances, we need to get over this wall. So we're going to ignore the casual route. If you're playing on a New Game Plus file, this is actually a very easy wall to traverse. What you're going to do is you're going to double jump, pause the game, go into first person mode, and start swinging your wrench. And when you swing the wrench against the wall, you just climb up it. It's a very simple trick. But let's say, and then you can just, double jump onto here or double jump over and then go through into here. Now, let's say you're not playing on New Game Plus. You're just playing on a regular any percent file. What you're going to do is you're going to pull out your decoy glove. You're going to stand right about here. You're going to look at about a 45-degree angle. So if this is 0 degrees, this is like roughly 45, I guess. Look all the way down, throw a decoy, and wrench swing. And there you go. You're through. You walk beyond the wall. And where you see this last little red light on the floor, or I think it might even be the one before that, but it's about there that the cutscene for the boss actually loads in and you begin the fight. We're not going to activate that. What we're going to do instead, we're just going to walk backwards until the boss's model loads in. And so this means that the boss's model is here. It's loaded. The fight's not active. You can't really kill it with weapons right now, but there is one particular thing that we can do from this position. We're going to pull out our black sheepinator, and we're just going to go to town. You want to make sure that you're shooting kind of right between the guy's legs. I like to move while I'm doing this, just like gently move around because the black sheepinator, like if I stand here idle for too long, Ratchet starts swinging it and you can see he like went off the bar. It's not a big deal if it goes off the bar as long as you're still holding down circle. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you're standing right here, letting Ratchet do his thing. I like tap over and over to get him out of the idle animation. And then when this bar fills all the way up, you can see the boss has been turned into a sheep. Now, this is kind of insane at this point. The sheep just blew up. I have never seen that happen. Never seen it just walk to the side and then explode. Let's see if it works. So now we're going to charge into the cutscene trigger. And, yeah, he's gone. He's donezo. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to show you the other harder method. But this is actually, I think, the easiest method. If you're a casual player, you don't want to do any insane movement tech, this is the easiest way to do it by far. You get it done. I mean, I don't even know how long that took. With the normal sheepinator, it takes a lot longer. It takes like maybe a little bit over a minute. But, I mean, what's a minute in comparison to like the 10 or 20 you'd have to spend normally? So I am going to pause the recording right here. And when I come back, I'll show you method number 2. All right, I'm back. That took a little longer than expected because I had to set up another file to get all the way over here. That's okay, though. Method number 2 is a little bit more complicated. it's going to basically be, this is my disclaimer is that this is for the gamers. You know, this is for the gamers. If you really want to prove that you got some chops, you got some chutzpah, this is the method for you. And it's actually a little bit faster than the Sheepinator method as well by about 20 seconds. So before where, you know, I'm in the boss arena right now, whereas before I loaded the boss's model in, instead this time around, we're going to charge directly into the cutscene. Now, when we do that, we have to be ready to go. So as soon as we do that, we're going to skip the cutscene. We're going to charge over to here where the jump pad is going to be. And we're going to take the jump pad all the way up to the turret that's going to be on top of this platform. So I'm going to be walking you through this as I do it. So we're charging. We're starting the fight. We're going to charge. We're going to swing the wrench. And then we're going to jump and land over here. We're going to jump on this one again. We want to get the mech inside the turret. Or we want to get Ratchet inside the turret so that the mech will move the way we want. Now, when we exit this turret, what's going to happen is the mech is going to go back over to the right. He's going to go toward the bridge directly in front of us. So, like, this bridge right here. And what we want to do is, you want to pull out basically any weapon that kind of sends Ratchet into a falling animation. So not the Lancer, because that makes Ratchet stop in place. But you can use a lot of other weapons. I'm going to be using the Rhino. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until about here. And then once the mech rounds the corner, we're going to charge forward and cancel our charge by using the Rhino and then glide out of it. Oh yeah, I don't have Clank. I can't glide. Well, regardless, if you had Clank, you could glide. I just had to fall and let the guy trail after me. But that's okay. So we're standing on the bridge, and the mech is standing on the bridge with us. Now, if the bridge breaks, if you're gliding too long, the guy might spin a bit too much, break the bridge. This is a little complicated. I'm not going to lie to you. Getting both you on the bridge and the guy standing where I've got him right now, this is actually pretty complicated, and this is really the hardest part of the trick. But let's say that you've gotten to this point. What I would recommend doing, putting on the shield, and then just firing away. That's all you have to do. We're going to shoot him, again, method number 2, right in the family jewels. That's where we're going to shoot him. When you get to about halfway, you're going to want to rotate and go over this way. And that avoids an animation where he kind of like goes upwards and fires a huge laser. So what exactly is damaging him right now? Let's go over that right now, because as you can see, I'm shredding his health bar. And this is actually a combination of 3 things dealing damage all at the same time. The obvious one is the Rhino, and maybe another obvious one is the shield, which is doing quite a bit of damage. But the third damage dealer is not super obvious. It's actually his own laser beams. These like little blue shots that he's firing over and over, he's hurting himself. For whatever reason, the devs left it in that when this happens, I don't know, when he's just able to shoot himself with his own laser beams. He deals his own damage. So realistically, I don't even have to do anything weapon-wise. I could just stand here and walk into the guy and let the damage deal itself. You got to make sure you're walking into it. That's another really important piece of the puzzle. You got to make sure you're walking into his model over and over. You can kind of already see that though, based on what I've been doing. But yeah, you can realistically just do that over and over, and eventually he'll just die. I actually want to get up here again and show you that it's not just the Rhino. In fact, you don't even need much of a damage-dealing weapon at all. You just need a weapon with a quick rate of fire. So believe it or not, it's actually faster if you're doing this particular method. There's one method that I'm not going to teach you today that's even faster than this. It's just really complicated to pull off. So again, I'm going to wait until he gets to here. I'm going to fire, come down. And that time he broke the bridge. I'm actually pretty happy he broke the bridge here. Because now I get to kind of show off the backup. So you basically just go up here again. And then you land inside this turret. I get another chance right here. You kind of manipulate him to move the way you want him to. So I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to walk backwards. Walk forwards a little bit. Ideally, he just lands right here. Perfect. This backup bridge is honestly a lot easier to do, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just bad at the trick. But we're looking for rate of fire on weapons. So believe it or not, even though the Rhino deals a significant amount of damage, I think it might actually be faster here to use the Lancer. Let me throw on the shield again. Well, maybe not particularly faster. Okay, the Rhino is definitely faster just by sheer amount of DPS. But if you're playing on new game or you don't have the Rhino yet when you get to this spot, you can just use the Lancer. It's totally fine. You got plenty of ammo. I mean, this thing is 500 shots. We're not going to run out of ammo anytime soon here. Again, at halfway, I rotate to make sure he doesn't go up in the air. And I'm just walking into him the whole time and just firing away. That's all I'm doing. And he's getting hit by 3 different damage sources, and then he just explodes. It's really that simple. I know it's kind of incredible to think that this fight that used to be such a headache. This entire video, I've already beaten this boss 3 different times now, and this is a 10.5-minute video. This is about the time it would take you to beat this casually in the first place. And that included setup and explanations and things like that. So I just want to make this video to kind of give you all a little bit of knowledge, help increase your Ratchet and Clank IQ, as they would say, and ideally save you a lot of time and a massive headache on your next casual playthrough. So if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can ring the notification bell if you want. I can't make you do anything. I'm not your dad. Like the video, comment, things like that. Tell me your horror stories of Ratchet and Clank bosses or other Ratchet and Clank things you want me to cover. I would love to be able to help out any of you with as many stuff as you need help with. So feel free to drop a comment, leave a little bit of love, and until next time, have a fantastic day.